Welcome to another lesson of East Main 101. I'm your facilitator, City of Jackson Communications Director Kenneth Cummings. And for lesson 38, I'm joined in studio with the director of our South Jackson Community Center. We all know her as PeeWee. PeeWee, welcome to East Main 101.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on short notice. Let's first of all get the elephant out of the room. PeeWee is not your real name, right?
Right.
Okay. So your name is Debra Williamson, but we all know you as PeeWee. Let's start off first with that. How did the name PeeWee come about?
Well, my daddy wanted to name me PeeWee.
Okay.
But of course, my mama wanted to name me Debra, and I was the smallest out of 13 kids.
Okay.
So my daddy said, we're going to stick with PeeWee.
So your mom got the name Debra. That's your legal name, but Dad still wants to call you PeeWee some kind of way. So PeeWee stuck around. So as I ask all of my guests, who, why, where, when, how, tell us about PeeWee. Who is PeeWee? Why is PeeWee? How is PeeWee? Let's just talk about you, your life here in Jackson, and just talk about you. This is your chance.
Me, PeeWee. I am a very, spiritual person.
Okay.
And I love to be around people. I'm a people person.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do things for the community. I like to be involved with the children, youth, and the adult seniors. I'm just a people person.
And so are you from Jackson?
I'm from Jackson.
So talk about just life in Jackson for PeeWee.
For me, it's all about being around the kids. I have been around kids all my life. I work for the Jackson-Madison County School System for 35 years. I'm retiring. I also work for the City of Jackson part-time, 30-plus years, where I did the summer camp. So I've basically been around kids my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. And I have made a difference in the kids' life. And I can see that difference is when I'm out and I see a person I've taught in kindergarten, and he's a nurse practitioner now.
Wow.
So that makes me feel good because they remember me. Mm-hmm. And things that I taught them and told them that would happen when they become my age, that they would be there to take care of me, and that they have.
So for Jackson-Madison County School System, 35 years, that is a long time teaching. And of course, like you said, you have students that you taught in kindergarten who are now doctors and nurses. Talk about your time as a teacher back then, or just working at Jackson-Madison County Schools. What was it like? How much did you enjoy, and why did you stay for 35 years?
I loved it because it's one thing if you got the kids, mm-hmm. Number one, if you got their parents, you got the kids. So when the kids would come into my room, I would be the head, their mom, then I would have their mom, then they would have their mom. So at the end, I had 5 generations.
Wow.
So I had no problem in the classroom. It was like, she taught me, you better not cut up in the classroom. She give her respect. She's a sweet person. She's going to learn and she's going to teach you things. And over my years of service with the Jackson-Madison County School System, I have taught over and seen between the summer camp and the Jackson-Madison County School System over 40,000+ kids in my life span. Wow. So when I go out, it makes me feel good when they run up to you and say, hey, you remember me? Mm-hmm. And you kind of have to put on that show and say, yeah, I remember you. And even you don't remember them, you just say, yeah, I remember them.
But there are some who do stick out in your mind. I'm sure. Yes. 35 plus years and over 40,000 students. I know there are a few that when they come up to you now, it's like, you remember teaching me in whatever grade, and you do remember them.
I do remember them.
So what did you teach when you were at Jackson-Madison County School?
I started out, I was in PE, okay. And then I went to pre-K, and then I ended up in computer lab where I tested all the kids for the state, and I did all the lessons where they learned how to take the test.
Okay.
And I always brag about myself a little bit. I said, you know what? Out of my whole lifespan, I never had to call the principal to come to my classroom.
That says a lot about you as a teacher.
Yes.
As a kid who was, I had my ways in elementary school. if you have a teacher who instills in you, just do right, do your work, follow instructions, you're going to be all right. If I tested my teacher, she wouldn't have to call the principal. She would take care of it on her own because she didn't have time to waste on getting somebody. She would take. So you were that kind of teacher.
I was that kind
you
of
would
teacher.
take care of the situation, get them straight.
Yes.
And so as a teacher, what made you want to go into teaching? Is that something you always knew you wanted to do?
No, I just one day decided, well, I'm going to go up there and apply for a teacher's position. And I did, and I got the job, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being around the kids. The kids motivated me, not just me motivate the kids. Days, if I had bad days, a child would come up to me and make me feel good. And that's the whole point of, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about the kids, that they respect you, to want to be near you, to want to be there with you also.
And you say you start off as a PE teacher.
PE assistant.
So as a PE teacher, assistant PE teacher, that's one thing as a student, it's PE. It's not necessarily recess, but it's not really school work. It's going in there to just exercise, have fun. When I was in elementary school, we had jump rope for heart and things like that. So as a PE teacher, you got to see the students outside of the classroom where they could truly be themselves.
Yes.
Talk about that experience as a PE teacher to these students.
Because I ran track.
Okay.
And we would have field day, and I would actually get involved. When you get involved with the kids and get involved with what they're doing, they really like that. And that's what I did. I would go out, when we go out for recess, I would jump rope, I would get in the swing, they'll push me, I'll push them. So I just got entwined with them.
Yeah.
I made them think that I was a child too.
And I mean, you got to stay young at heart,
Yes.
no matter what age you are. Just staying young. I still go to the gym. People don't believe when I say I'm 40, but they're like, wow. It's like, yeah, I have to keep my body, keep exercising, keep eating right, and things like that. And as a PE teacher, you have that, I guess, authority to teach these kids, hey, you take care of yourself, you're going to be all right.
Yes.
And so you say you ran track. You ran track in high school. You are, I would say, a proud graduate of Jackson Central Mary High School, correct?
Cougar.
You are Cougar. So running track, I guess when you were in high school and then you applied to be a teacher, a PE teacher, I guess I can ask, why PE, other than the fact that you knew you could, be more entwined with the kids and continue, I guess, your track run? Is that why you chose PE?
No, that was a position that was open.
Okay, so you just, I'm going to apply. And open position. And so for how long did you teach the PE? Because you say you did.
I was in PE, I guess, about 15 years.
Okay.
And then I left there and I went to kindergarten.
Okay.
Then I left there. They kept moving me around because they needed me in a certain area where they were strong.
Mm-hmm.
So they always pulled me. So I went to pre-K. I got too strong. They needed some help over here.
Okay.
So I would always get pulled to another position.
So back to this. Honestly, I didn't know you ran track. I don't know why I didn't know that. I didn't know you ran track. I think I knew about the cheerleading thing because you're so, when people see you, or when I first met you, really when you were at Westwood, you are still very, very active. Yeah. You are out there with those kids at summer camp. You're outside with them. You're inside with them in the gym. I rarely saw you at your desk because you were out with the kids. You were taking care of them. You were, teaching them classes, teaching them, running with them, playing games with them. So talk about the importance of remaining active and staying young at heart.
Just do you. And I also, since I've
moved over to the community
South
center.
I've learned that the older group, the senior group, they make you stay young. And I advise anyone that's like at home, they don't have anything to do, to come out to any of the community centers that Park and Rec offers, because it just makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
And they always tell me at the building, you know what, PeeWee, just come on out here. You will just have so much fun. And we get so many I guess you say, children of parents that are older, and they be like, my parents don't have anything to do, and they just bored. I said, I tell you what, bring them on out here. And when they bring them out there, they don't want to leave.
I bet, shoot, probably some of the kids don't even want to leave because I've seen what you've done down in South Jackson when you moved over. We're going to get into that, but like first, at Westwood, you did summer camp. You did a lot of the Westwood summer camps and after-school programs. Your time at Westwood, just talk about that and I guess your interaction with the public and the students while you were there.
Westwood was just amazing. Westwood was where the parents would stand in line for 14 hours just to get into summer camp. And we will fill up in less than 20 minutes.
Wow.
When the doors first opened at 8 o'clock. And those kids loved Westwood. I love Westwood. You got to love your job.
Yeah.
And then meeting different companies. They want to come in and engage with Park and Rec and the other summer camps within the city. We had, I guess we would say about 15 summer camps that I would go out and talk to the directors and say, hey, let's join together. I know we don't have money, but I tell you what we can do. I'm a spokesperson. Let me go out there and be the spokesperson for us. Okay. And thank God we had a great mayor at the time, and I had a great director, which was Sandy McDermott, and she knew I had this in me. And she said, go out there. And when I go out there and talk to them, and what I learned the most about, if you show pictures, don't just go sell something, show pictures. And when those companies saw the faces of those children and the programs that the city of Jackson Park and Rec put on years past and what we were going for then, they was like, we want to join. So over 30 plus years, I had 350 companies in the city of Jackson that would give and be a part of all the programs. And that way, all the other summer camps that was kind of lagging and couldn't do as much, then we all came together and we was just like one big happy family with the children. And that's what it is for the summer. Right. You want to make those kids, because they have been all bogged up, all through the school. Now you want them to get out. And the programs that we offered, all of those programs seemed to something. Okay. It meant, I wanted it to mean something. Touch a truck.
Oh yeah, as a grown up, I enjoy coming to Touch a Truck.
That was to instill that. What do you want to be when you grow up? Okay. We had over 300 or 400 vendors come out to the fairgrounds. Right. The Jackson Idol. Right. Everybody wanted to go to the American Idol, but I have to let them know, you have to focus and you have to want it, and that's what the Jackson Idol was about. So the kids did it, and matter of fact, 2 or 3 of them, they called them from the American Idol, which was exciting for me. Yeah. Plus, the city of Jackson got the recognition for it. Then we had the basketball shootout. Who don't want to go to be a star for Michael Jordan? Yeah. And we would make a JRPD, and we would have about 4,000 kids. And we would just let them play. Then you had your sponsor. Everybody wants to win. So what they decided to do is, let's just give everybody a trophy. So we gave everybody a trophy. Then, of course, we had the most one that everybody was just really crazy about. Everybody wants to go to the Olympics. So we had the Olympics. Yeah. Made a track. And like I told them, you got to want it to do it. And we would run, and we would have the trophies and everything. So we had those programs instilled with Park and Rec to show it's not only just what we're doing, we got an emphasis of what we're doing it for. Right. And I missed it when I left, because I was so involved with the kids. And the thing that I like about it is because I knew every parent of those children. Yeah. And we, like I said, when you know the parents, you got the children, because they gonna stand in line, because their parents respected me. I respected the parent. I also respected the kids. And I would always tell them, you got to respect me and I got to respect you. It doesn't matter your age. That's how you get them.
That's right.
And you have no problems after that, and everything just runs smooth.
That's right. And so I think about you at Westwood from being a PE teacher. You brought your teaching on over to summer camps, and like you said, they've been bogged down with school all year long. Mm-hmm. So summer camp is a time to just have fun, be a kid, mm-hmm. but also you still gonna learn some life lessons because PeeWee is here at Westwood. So we talk about you were at Westwood for a while, and we talk about the kids, we talk about the actual campers, but you also have the counselors, the teenagers who come in who work for the city part-time. When we would go to, I guess, their orientation, would be a question asked, or not even a question, I think you would just recognize some of them. They were your babies. Yes. And they grew up to be adults or grown teenagers, I guess you could say, who are now working, got a part-time job with the city. To see those kids who used to be your babies now working at that time, or I guess you could say they were working for you because you were the director or the summer camp. How did that feel for you to see them in that stage of their life, remembering them back when they were your campers?
Unbelievable. I mean, when they would come in as 6-year-olds, mm-hmm. and they would keep going, and I would tell them, after I would talk with them when they first come into the camp, I said, now you're 6. Remember, when you get 16, you're going to come and work. And you're going to see how those kids are when you see them. Yeah. And when that expression came on their face when they turned 16, and they became a counselor, and Miss PeeWee, now I see what you talk about. I said, but you know what you're going to do? You're going to esteem them now. Mm-hmm. And that was just a joy of my life, to see that you have come from 6, now you're 16, now you there taking care of the babies mm-hmm. now.
And now, so you've been doing this for a while. Have there been those 6-year-olds who turn 16 and then they turn 30, 40, and their kids are in? Have there been any 6 to 16 to 30, 32, 33, however old, with kids now who at yes. the time while you were there?
Yes.
So you've had, I guess, 3 or 4 generations, even at summer camp.
Yes.
I mean, how is, like, it just seems, I mean, it gives me chills to think about you working with 4 generations of people, and the fact that they are, grown adults with kids who are probably counselors, and then the grown adults who have kids who are probably campers, and you've worked with all of them. I don't know what that feeling is like.
It's a feeling.
Just talk to me. What is that?
I'm going to tell you a feeling that really got me is because I joined the police academy.
Okay. Citizen Police Academy. Mm-hmm.
So the guy that I had a ride-along with, the officer I had a ride-along with, he was one of my 6-year-olds.
Wow.
Then he became a counselor.
One of the counselors, okay.
And so I went in to do my ride-along. He's the officer that's going to ride me along. So just imagine, I had tears in my eyes. I was like, wow.
To see them grow up from a 6-year-old to now a full-blown police officer that's riding you around.
Riding me around, telling me things
right.
that when I used to tell him things. Mm-hmm. And that's just something, it just brings chills.
That's something special, Miss PeeWee. It truly is. So now you are at South Jackson Community Center, and South Jackson, a lot of people say South Jackson doesn't get love. We represent all of Jackson, first of all. South Jackson Community Center, a lot of people, it's almost like a hidden gem. But when you started, a lot of things changed. A lot more is going on. And the people who come to South Jackson Community Center love Miss PeeWee. They love coming down there, all the events. I mean, I see a lot of social media posts on our Parks and Rec page of graduations and different CPR and computer classes. You've turned South Jackson into, I guess you could say, a destination for anyone. I guess they're adults, a lot of seniors who don't want to travel all the way up north. They stop at South Jackson. Talk about your time there at South Jackson Community Center. What do y'all do? Talk about the community, talk about the family atmosphere, and just the love that each of you have down at South Jackson.
Well, when I first started South Jackson, of course, I didn't want to leave my Westwood.
Didn't leave your babies, right.
So when I went to South Jackson, it was programs going on. And I told them it's one thing about when you go into a new position, you don't want to change everything up so quickly. Right. If it works, leave it there.
Keep it going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say.
There you go.
Okay.
And so the best part that you need to do, me as experienced as a director, is I went in and it's their center. The ones that are there, what do you want in this center? Do you like what you got now? How can we improve it to make it better for you all? This is about you all. This is about the city. This is about the community. What do you want? So after seeing what they want, I decided on the programs that I was going to keep, the programs I was going to add, the ones I was going to memorize, the ones that we're going to do this and do that. So a couple programs I could not take away. One instance being cornhole.
Right, yes. They are serious about their cornhole down in South Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
Pickleball.
Serious about their pickleball down in South Jackson Community Center. I've seen it, yes.
Cards.
All this stuff. They serious about it, yes.
So that was 3 that I could not take away from.
Okay.
But I added bingo. Bingo is a very big hit.
Okay.
We added the computers.
Right.
We got shuffleboards. We got ping pong. We got 2 programs a day. And we're averaging, just average a month of 700 people that's coming in and out.
I was about to ask you that. How many people are coming? 7. If you haven't seen South Jackson, if you've never been South Jackson Community Center, it's not that big of. It's not a huge venue. It's not like Westwood. They've got a gym, a few classrooms, a kitchen, a whole lot of more space. South Jackson has the big room.
Yes.
And I think maybe, I don't even know if there are any classrooms in there. There are no classrooms.
No.
Everything's done in that big gym. So 700 people a month, whether they're returning or new.
Right.
That's a lot of people that you're bringing down there to South Jackson Community
And
Center.
the rentals.
Right.
They're booked every Saturday.
That's amazing.
And they called now and I said, well, we're booked to next year. And booked to next year.
To next year. You don't hear about that. I had LaShawn on Eastman 101 lesson, the previous lesson, and she talks about at the Civic Center, they're booked 3, 4, 5 years out. You don't hear a community center here in Jackson being booked out that far. You have to wait at least a year or so. What is it about South Jackson Community Center, and you in particular, what is it that you bring that makes the people want to have the events down there, come down there, 700 people per month? What is it about that?
My staff.
Okay.
They have a great personality. When you show them that vibe, your first impression is your attitude when you come into that door. And that's what we give them. We give them that smile, that welcome. Hey, how you doing? How can I help you? And that's what they want. They want the cleanliness of the building. And when they come in, oh, this building is so clean. It is so nice. Oh, it's just the atmosphere of it. The ones that are already in the building, they're like, hey, how y'all doing? They make them feel like want it. They're there for a reason. They want to keep coming because they enjoy it. They meet new people, they get to laugh and talk, and they just have a great time. When they leave there, it's like every time someone comes into the building, I know them. I know them they stay longer than what they really come to do. And we walk out to the car. That makes them feel good to know I'm coming back. And that's what we want them to do. That's what Park and Rec is about, the community, to let them know that we got programs out there for them. Yeah. And, I went to a conference up in Florida for the conference, and I went to a seminar, and it was talking about getting the community leaders involved. Okay. And I went to that, and I was like, oh, how you do that? So that's why I came up with a plan. And I say, we're doing this program. So I'm going to ask my community leaders of all over the city to come and get involved. You know, you always have this instinct about the police department, they did stuff. Mm-hmm. But when you get them involved, so what I want to do is I want to have tournaments. Okay. I want to have I'm going to have a tournament where the communities is going to go against the police officers, okay. Firemen, like you, the mayor, the superintendent. Everybody's going to get involved and see that it's not just we just here doing this stuff. We're going to get involved with the community and some of the programs that Park and Rec is offering. So that's one of my other main goals is to get everybody still involved with each other.
The organization, one reason I did this podcast is for our resident citizens or whomever wants to watch this, to let them know that our organization is not a machine. We're people, yes. And we're doing the work. Yes. And there are times where we get burnt out looking at a computer screen. As humans, we like to balance work, fun, and why not work and have fun at the same time down in South Jackson during the ping pong tournament? Because our work is service to the community.
That's correct. And
for the community to see us, we're not just we're working. And just to think about it, some might think, well, y'all are just down there playing. Well, no, we're serving the community. We're letting them know, hey, we're here. We're going to play this ping pong game together. But if you got questions, hey, what's going on in the mayor's office? We're going to talk about that. That's because right. It's part of the job and that's part of serving the community. So let me ask this. You mean to tell me that it's not just the food that y'all eat down in South Jackson that brings them back?
No.
Oh, this is one of the things. Y'all have, so many, you do a lot down there. But one of the things that y'all do is y'all get fed. That's one thing I know for a fact. When Thanksgiving I'm not sure how often y'all might serve lunch every day. I'm not sure. But I know that when those big programs happen, y'all are going to get fed down there. We talked about your staff and how they're welcoming. The people who come to South Jackson, talk about them and how excited they are to come every day down to your community center.
I'm going to tell you how excited they are. I had a problem. I had a leak in the top of my ceiling, and they were supposed to be coming for a program. I didn't have enough time to let them know. So me being the person I am, I get on the phone and I call them and say, hey, we're going to be closed for just a while. Why? Well, what are we going to do? I said, are you going to be open tomorrow? Well, do you want me to call the rest of them to help tell them not to come? They're coming. That's one thing. And if they can't be in that center, it's just not,
So there's some kind of way they want to be there. Where's leaking the roof?
And they come from way out north, way north, and bypass. And I'm just so grateful that, like I tell them, we're going to eventually open up our senior center. And you can come halfway. You can still, because we all Park and Rec.
Right.
And we all offer the same thing.
And with, we're the new senior center, it will be opening real soon, if not already at the time of this recording. Yes, it'll be center city, but you still have those out south who don't want to come all the way up here. They want to hang out with PeeWee at South Jackson Community Center. So it blows my mind when you said 700 people a month who come in there. Like I said, whether they're returning or new. Well, let's talk about that. How often do you see new people coming into the community center? Every day. Every day.
And that 700 is include our rentals on Saturdays.
Right, okay.
We have anywhere from 100 to 200 people that have some rental. We do birthday parties. We do wedding reception, repast. We have all types of function that you could have in the center. And they like that. They like the spacious room that it's got. They like the environment. They need the cleanness and everything. So,
if there was one word that you think your core group of people who come to South Jackson, if there was one word that they could use, that you believe that they would use to describe just the community atmosphere at South Jackson Community Center, what do you think that word would be?
just awesome and amazing.
And you see it on their faces
I
every
see
day.
it on their faces
Every day.
every day.
Debra PeeWee Williamson, Director of South Jackson Community Center. We could go on and on. You've done such an amazing job down there, and you may not hear it. I'm proud of you for what you're doing down there. I'm glad that you were able to let go of that one thing of being with the kids during summer camp to be able to come down to South Jackson and just, I mean, you turned it on its head
And
for
also wanna
what
let
it's done.
you know that when school is out, the kids on fall break, the kids get out for Christmas. I encourage them. They come down
Okay.
and they play with older.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And for you having that PE, that teacher mentality, and then summer camp, you know how to manage. And it sounds bad to say, but you know how to deal with the atmosphere of whether they're 6 or whether they're 66. PeeWee's going to take care of all of them.
Yes.
So PeeWee, Miss PeeWee, so we call you. Thank you again for coming on East Main 101. I appreciate you. It's a pleasure to talk to you. It's a pleasure to come down to South Jackson and just see what you do. And we see it all the time when we see posts on our Parks and Rec's social media pages. You're doing an amazing job. So thank you again for coming on East Main 101. But before we go, I've got the pop quiz. It's just 3 questions. It's to get to know my guests. So the first question, you've been in Jackson all your life. You've taught in the schools. You've done Westwood. You're now at South Jackson. What is your favorite thing about the city of Jackson, Tennessee?
My favorite thing is being able to go out and meet people when we have programs and we have different functions. You know, just get to meet somebody different and you get to engage what they're doing.
So you are a big people person.
Yes, I am.
You love the people, and we can tell that the people love you back. So cool. Question number 2, what motivates you to come to work every single day? What is it that gets you out of the bed to, I'm going to work and I'm about to love this day? What motivates you to come to work every day?
The community participants. They just, they make me laugh. I got to say, oh, I got to get up because I forgot. We're going to do this today. And that's also including from my teaching career to my Westwood to South Jackson.
So you were motivated by the kids to come to work, to go to school for 35 years, and then to go to Westwood for summer camps and after school. Now, your motivation for the South Jackson community is to just be there so that they have a place to hang out. That's amazing. So, pop quiz question number 3. If you had a moment, and I know you've probably done this over your career of teaching and being a camp director, if you had a moment to speak with a group of students, what would be the number one piece of advice or life lesson that you would give to them?
Give all that you got. Love what you do. Because if you love what you do, you're going to be happy and you're going to give more. You're going to bring it out more. But amazing. If you don't like what you're doing, don't get in that field. Me personally, that's what motivates me because everything I do, I love what I do. And when you love what you do, you're going to do more than what you want to do.
That's true. And what they say for us is you love what you do, you never really have to work a day in your life. So you don't, I take it that you don't consider going to South Jackson community, you don't consider it work.
No.
You just consider it, this is what I love to do.
This is what I love to do.
Debra PeeWee Williamson, hey, look, again, we could talk all day, but again, I appreciate you coming on East Main 101. Thank you for coming on.
And thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. I sure appreciate it. So That does it for lesson 38 of East Main 101. Don't forget to follow us on all of our government social media accounts and opt into our text alerts by visiting connect.jacksontn.gov. Also, be sure to visit eastmain101.jacksontn.gov to subscribe to our YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcast channels to listen to each lesson in its entirety. Until next lesson, class dismissed.